And you're tuned into the Nafeesa Dangor Show. Welcome back. I hope you've grabbed that cup of coffee because we're definitely going to entice you with loads of inspiration this afternoon. Inspirational people making differences, and of course, sharing that information with us and helping us uplift our lives in many directions. So, you are tuned into the Nafeesa Dangor Show. Grab that cup of coffee if you've just joined us. We have a very interesting lady that we're going to be chatting to this afternoon. Her name is Sister Dilshaad Parker. Now, let me tell you a little bit about her. She is the founder of Hungry for Halal, a resource and marketing platform which helps the halal seeking South African market. And of course, beyond, find information and reviews about restaurants, travel, services, and products in South Africa. She has a passion for design with a background as a professional graphic designer and an even bigger passion for words, which more recently has culminated in her being published. And of course, her passion for food, which is the fuel that drives her current projects in more ways than one. And of course, food blogger Dilshaad Parker. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Thank you so much for joining myself, Nafeesa Dangor, this afternoon.
Wa alaikum salam. It's so nice to be on the show. Thank you for having me.
The pleasure is ours. I mean, we always love getting inspired by people like you that are helping us, of course, change our lives in many directions. And I think that's what you're doing. Talk to us a little bit about your journey. I mean, it's such an amazing journey from where you started off. And I mean, today people are actually looking towards you for finding out different things about halal. And it's very difficult. I know when we go out there, it's having to find the right places to eat, the right places to sleep. So I think you are actually our savior in many directions.
Thank you. So the journey really started many years ago. I think it literally started with a group of my friends and I sitting around one day, just visiting. And we were thinking of where to go to eat out. And this was about 2009, 2010. And at the time, the blog scene had really been on the up and up, and there were a lot of new websites that came about, like Eat Out and so forth, that had a lot of information about where you can go eat out and a lot of restaurant reviews and so forth. But there wasn't any way that you could really go to find out about halal places. And these websites would talk about halal, but they would talk about halal friendly, and those restaurants that were also then selling alcohol but served halal food. And it was difficult to distinguish which restaurants were sort of okay to go to and which weren't. And you really had to trawl through a lot of information to actually eventually find some information about halal places to go to. And I'd always had a passion for writing. I am a creative by nature, and I've been in the design space for a long time. I'd always wanted to write. And I thought to myself, well, the blog scene is taking off. There's nothing preventing me from writing my own reviews and sharing it with people and just making it easy for people to find information. Because if me and my friends were looking for the information, then surely there were so many other Muslim people looking for the same information. So I just decided to start a blog and write every time I went out to eat somewhere that was relevant. And that's how it all started, as a hobby for a good few years.
I think it's an amazing initiative because, as you were saying, a lot of us, when you're traveling or if you're going out and, for example, it's not just about eating. If you're looking for a masjid, for an example,
Yes.
or a place to go and pray while you are traveling, it's very difficult. And I think you've shed a lot of light in that matter as such, because you've kind of made it easier for people to be able to travel because they know there's that backup spot where they go to you and they know exactly in which area they are, where they have to go to eat, of course, to be able to stay and of course pray as well. So I think you've shed a lot of light as far as that is concerned, and I think it's made life a whole lot easier.
And I'm so happy for that. I think obviously that was the objective, was to make it easy for people to find this information because it wasn't so easily available. And then eventually it grew as a blog, and it grew a following, and I wasn't even posting that much. Like nowadays, if you want to build a following, you've got to post on a daily basis and so forth. And back then it kind of grew organically. I was probably posting like once a month or something. I was writing a review once a month, and it still managed to grow a following, which indicated to me how necessary the sort of the service was. But then I also realized there were so many businesses looking for exposure, so many of our halal businesses that needed to sort of be showcased, to show the world that we actually have good quality restaurants that are not just for Muslims, great places to go to that you can go and have a meal at and so forth.
Mm-hmm.
And I decided that there was a business opportunity, and I turned the blog into a business. And now it's very much a marketing platform for halal businesses and products. So it's literally become a passion project that's turned into a business.
I think that's absolutely amazing, because a lot of the times people don't realize, when they do realize their passions, it just stays there. So you've literally taken it, spun it around, and done something with it. But I think it's a great idea, because what has happened is, from this, you've stemmed into food blogging as well. It's not just, I think that's your passion, I see it.
Yes, I think definitely the writing part is where it started. It was a form of expression. It was a way for me to start sort of getting my writing muscles, to start flexing my writing muscles, so to say. I'd been flexing my design muscles for so long, and it was now time to start flexing the writing muscles. And of course, writing about food, I don't think that could hurt anyone. So the work of going out and reviewing restaurants wasn't really work. It was so much pleasure, and then writing about it afterwards was like I said, it wasn't really work. And then it also gives you the opportunity to explore, and for me that's quite a big thing. I love exploring my cities, my country. I love finding new places. I love finding those little hidden gems that nobody knows about, and then sharing that with people, and the impact that also has on those small businesses. Sometimes when you share places that people don't know about, because I'd grown a bit of a following and have a platform, it impacts on those businesses as well by bringing traffic to them and giving them that exposure. And
So it's
that for
great to
me
see,
is
because what is
gratifying.
happening is that this is actually becoming an empowering thing as well. So what has happened is, there's those little tiny little businesses that you never knew existed, and we go out and we read it on your blog, and we go and try it out and stuff like that. It's so nice to see that you've taken your platform and you're helping the businesses empower themselves more than what they were initially.
Yes, and it's incredibly gratifying. Um, Sometimes I try a product from a business. Some businesses send me something occasionally to try out. Some businesses, I go and try it myself. They don't even know that I've been there, and then I post about it, and then I get feedback from them afterwards. I get messages afterwards to say, you did this post, and I've received so much business this weekend, and they are so it is, for me, it is kind of the reason that I do what I do. If you can build somebody else's business and bring success to them in the process, it's extremely gratifying.
It's so humbling as well to see, what kind of a selfless person you are, because taking, what actually using it to the best of your ability to be able to help others grow. I think that is basically your purpose, and you found that purpose in your life.
I I think I have. I think for me, one of my biggest values is being able to express myself. Obviously, I think that is it for most creatives, is being able to express yourself is important.